I am now gonna do a little bit of journaling, and then I'm gonna go to the farmer's market because BC is on fire, and I feel like now there has never been a better time to try and support local as much as possible. So I'm gonna try and get the majority of my groceries from the farmer's market today. And then, I don't know, I'm just gonna see where the Sunday takes me. Let's do a little farmer's market haul, shall we? I also want to preface this by saying that I am well aware of how expensive it is to go to farmer's markets for a lot of us. Some are more affordable than others. In Vancouver, the farmer's markets are very, very expensive, and I know that's not accessible to a lot of people. So don't feel bad if you can't afford to go to the farmer's market. Just get your food wherever you're able to afford it without putting yourself into debt, because that's not going to help anyone. This is just something that I'm trying to do more often, and I'm trying to adjust my expenses elsewhere in order to be able to afford to do this. That includes things like canceling subscriptions, spending less money on non-necessities that I would generally spend more money on, just so that I'm able to put more money towards buying food from places that I believe are going to be better for the environment and more sustainable sources of food, and also sources of food that are more local and that need the support a lot more than big grocery stores do. Again, if it's something you can afford, go ahead and do it. I think it's a really good sustainable switch to make, but you also don't have to buy everything at the farmer's market. You can just start off by getting your eggs from the farmer's market weekly or whatever. Every little bit counts. We're all in this together. We're all just trying our best. So with that being said, I did get some eggs from this lovely place called Roostwood Farm. We had a chat about her chickens, which is always fun. That's also the thing about supporting local and buying from farmers that are in your area, and like buying directly from the farmer who produced the food, who has the livestock or the produce, is that you can actually chat to them about where your food is coming from and get a better idea of the supply chain, and understand, like, generally the smaller farmers as well are people who take better care of their animals because they're able to, but that also does make it more expensive. So I got some eggs. I also got 3 cans of tuna that are from the island. So they're actually line caught tuna, and it's a sustainable company. They basically make sure that the amount of tuna that they catch is not so much that it's going to be detrimental to the population of tuna. So what makes them sustainable is the fact that they don't overfish. They also line catch them, so they're not net fishing, which I don't think we can do in Canada anyways. But a lot of tuna and other fish is net caught, which is obviously damaging because you're going to catch a lot of other things in the net that you don't want to catch, and then half the time that stuff just gets wasted or damaged. So I got a smoked tuna, which sounds so good, and then just a regular tuna, and then a solid white tuna in olive oil, which I'm excited to try. I also got some more soap because I recently ran out. It's from this place called Royal Herbs. He's an herbalist, and it's the red cedar and sage soap. I also got some green salsa, a little bundle of radishes. I got 2 bundles of like microgreens that you're supposed to be able to keep on growing. So if you put them in like a shallow tray of water, and then you cut off some and you kind of just like keep it damp, keep it near a window, they should continue to grow for at least a little while. So you'll get more than just the bundle. But I got some sunflower sprouts, and then I also got a mixed bundle of sprouts that I think has kale, broccoli, I don't remember, but it's basically just a mixed bundle of sprouts. Can't really see these because they're in the bag, but I got cherry tomatoes. All of the cherry tomatoes at the market today looked so good. Also some mushrooms. I forget what kind of mushrooms these were, but I got those. And then I got this beautiful loaf of spelt sourdough bread. I also got a coffee, which is delicious, but as you can see, I've only had this much of it because I realized I haven't eaten anything today, and coffee on an empty stomach is not a good idea for me. So I'm gonna make a lunch and then I'm gonna continue with my coffee. I get really excited about fresh food. I think a big reason that I'm also so drawn to the farmers markets, besides like the sustainability aspect and like supporting people in your community, is the fact that I've always grown up around people who garden and grow vegetables and herbs and fruit and sometimes livestock, although not as much. So it kind of just reminds me a little bit of home, I think, and of my family, which is nice. Okay, I had some lunch. I'm finally finishing the coffee that's no longer that cold. And we're gonna finally finish the declutter of the room, or at least this round. I've said this before, but when it comes to minimalism or downsizing or just decluttering in general, usually it takes multiple rounds. I almost never get it done in like one day or one session of cleaning. But now we're at this point where I've gotten through most of the stuff and there's only a little bit left, plus a few bits and bobs here that I'm not quite sure what to do with yet. So what I'm going to do is make like a test decluttering box, I guess. So basically I have these two bins. This has stuff in it that just needs to be sorted, but it's from my backpack. And then this bin, which is empty. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort through that stuff that still needs to be sorted, but then the actual plastic bin is empty and I don't really have things that I'm keeping to fill it with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to grab things that I've been having a hard time getting rid of, but I know I don't need them, but they're kind of just like in between things, and I'm going to put them in that bin. And then I'm going to put it in the basement for a month or so, whatever amount of time you think you need. Chances are I'm gonna forget about it. And the idea is that if you put things in that bin that you don't think you're going to need and you just leave it somewhere where it's out of the way, at some point you probably forget those things even existed, and then you know that you don't really need them, or you don't think you're gonna need them and you're not missing them. Or you're going to need something in the bin or want something in the bin, and that'll be kind of like a good way to tell that you actually do still want to keep those things. That's what we're gonna do. I have finished cleaning. It just feels so much better. One of my favorite things about the minimalism journey and kind of adapting to more minimalist lifestyle habits, I guess, is that it just feels like it leaves more brain space for me to actually enjoy the things that matter. When I have less clutter of things that don't matter but I just haven't dealt with, it like clutters my brain. So it's so nice to just get rid of things, and like everything that I can see and everything that I look at, like all of the books and things that I have on like my nightside table, and like the pictures I have on the wall and the plants and stuff, my yoga mat, my blocks, like everything that I look at and everything that's in my room and everything that I'm keeping now is like something that is very valuable to me and that really like improves my life. And it's just so nice to just look around and see all of those things rather than a bunch of clutter that's no longer serving me. It genuinely feels so good. So it's about 3 o'clock. I am going to do some little superficial spa stuff. I feel like part of having a nice like self-care day is not only doing the things that like get to the core of taking care of myself, like cleaning my space, getting rid of things I don't need, journaling, things like that, more internal things. I also enjoy doing like external things. I feel like they're both important. They both make me feel good. So I'm going to do a pore strip on my nose. One of those things that I don't even know if they really do anything, but I really enjoy them. And then I'm going to do a bubbling facial sheet mask, which sounds very fun. It's charcoal and witch hazel. Again, one of those things that I don't know if they actually do anything, but they make me feel good, and that's enough. I'm also so excited to use my new soap that I got from the farmer's market that looks like quartz almost. So I'm gonna do a nose strip and a face mask while I listen to a podcast or something, and then I'm gonna shower. And then the plan is to get some writing done. So this is like an ideal Sunday for me. I feel great. Okay, that's on. Also, what I'm actually gonna do, I think, is I'm going to start to read Diane's manuscript for the project that she's currently working on. It's called Ben. I'll leave her link down below. She's another writer here on YouTube, and I am going to be reading her, I think it's the 3rd draft of her manuscript, and giving feedback. So she sent over the manuscript with some questions and some things to keep in mind, and I'm gonna start reading that because I'm excited. So that's what I'm gonna do while I wait for this and while I do the mask. A little to-do list. The only things left for today is to write and to fix this like little archway that's outside my window. It just needs some extra stability, don't we all? I'm gonna do at least half an hour of writing. We are going to work on Between the Waves because I just need to jump in there and kind of like get back into it. I have the next chapter that I'm writing, although I am gonna spend some of this time to like review the outline, because if you remember the last writing vlog I did, there was a lot of like outlining and reflecting and getting past writer's block, and part of that changed the outline a tiny bit. So I'm just gonna review the outline, and then I'm going to see if I can get started on the next chapter. Monday morning. I just got back from the gym, which was wonderful. I decided to do some deadlifts, but go quite a bit heavier than I'm used to, because I just haven't really been training deadlifts lately for the past couple of years actually. But I was pleasantly surprised to see that I could do quite a bit still, which is very exciting. And I was feeling good. It was a shorter session than I'm used to, but I'm gaining muscle and I'm getting stronger in the ways that I've been training. It's very exciting. Last night I did some writing. I basically just went through kind of, it's been like a week or two since I actually looked at the manuscript, so I wanted to like review things and kind of see where I left off. I ended up outlining up until chapter 14, which in this draft is about the midpoint. It's just after the midpoint, although there will probably be more than 14 chapters. One of the chapters is just super long because I didn't split it up, but I've got outlined up until chapter 14, and I think I'm going to continue outlining the rest of the chapters just so that I have more of a structure to follow, just because that's where I've been hitting a bit of a roadblock, is when it comes to the actual outline itself and making sure that it's going to work with the series and with the new plot points that I have. So that's what we're going to work on next. I also wanted to say thank you for the response to the video that I posted this morning, which was the one about a bit of a pivot in my content to include more lifestyle, wellness, and kind of like general creativity aspects of my videos. I'm really excited to move forward with this new direction of my content, and it's just nice and reassuring to hear that so many of you are also excited about that and are still along for the journey. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna get back into my workday. Thank you all so much for watching this vlog. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.